Everybody likes chocolate.
Everybody. Yeah.
Well, that's what I love about Lori Dather, our nutritionist, is she is very realistic that we all have kids, we have jobs, we all have financial things that we have to think about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which all affects our eating and everything to do with our health, right?
We're gonna set that. Is that in the way of your camera? Does it clip you? Can you see it if we do that?
Oh, your phone? It's fine. Yeah,
Is it?
It's
Okay.
fine. Everything looks good. And
I'm trying to get Angela on here with me. I don't know if it'll.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I'll have to get a little closer.
Yeah, that's all right.
There we go. Act like we know each other.
Yeah, it's okay. We're comfy.
Well, speaking of the treatment team stuff, that's why when I first heard about you, I loved the idea.
Yeah, it's cool.
The peer recovery.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah.
It's big. It's going to get even bigger, especially if Congress pushes that 10% set aside for that money.
Okay.
And so for Arkansas, it doesn't really affect us because recovery gets 10% basically anyway.
Okay.
But the other 49 states, they don't. But like if you think about that, if they give $350 million to 50 states and 10% of that is set aside for recovery, you're talking sober living, you're talking peer support everywhere, you're talking.
So is that something from where is that money coming from?
That's the fiscal year 2022 for the Biden administration. So,
okay. It's nothing to do with the opioid.
Well,
or is it all linked together?
I think it'll all be linked together. Like, technically what you have, you got treatment, you've got prevention, and now you've got treatment, prevention, and recovery. And traditionally, they've all been fighting over the same money. And so recovery has never been designated a set amount. But I can tell you this, Arkansas is a small state. We only, 3 million? I think.
Maybe, I'm not sure the numbers. Yeah.
And so we don't get the big money that Virginia gets. Virginia may get 700 million. We may get 12.
Okay. Because Virginia does peer recovery too.
Every state does peer recovery.
Oh, they do. Okay.
Every state does. Arkansas is definitely an emerging leader. We have tackled it in some areas that other states have not tackled it in. Right, like we've got peer supervision, and your internship hours can only be kind of like how do you say your name? Darian. So that's awesome.
Do you want to join us?
So Darian's hours can only be signed off on by somebody in your position.
Right, an LCSW.
Right.
Yeah.
So same thing with peer supervision. So in Arkansas, you have to be a PRPS, which is what I am.
Okay.
And so that means I've been through the core training, certified. I've been certified in the advanced training, and I've been certified in the supervision training.
Okay.
There is a service amount of hours and 500 hours providing peer support under a clear job description provided by clear peer supervision. And so only a PRPS can sign off on any of those hours.
Okay.
And then on top of that, there's classroom hours, so by the time you get where I'm at, you're well versed in your code of ethics, your certification, your recert hours, the domain specific areas that you have to have specific hours in, the difference between a core specialist and an advanced specialist, what falls under the scope of practice, what doesn't, the difference between my ethics as a supervisor and your ethics as a peer worker.
Okay.
I mean,
This is very structured.
Yeah,
I think it is way more structured than people think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so peer recovery in Arkansas, unlike any other state, when you were getting your supervision to be an LCSW, you didn't go to a mechanic, right? Because you work with a pin, not a wrench. Same thing. Everything about peer support is 100% non-clinical.
Okay.
My scope of practice allows me to do things your ethics prevent you from doing. So
I would love to hear about that.
So how can you provide supervision to me when it's ethically unacceptable?
Oh, I 100% agree.
And so,
100%.
Yeah, and so Arkansas is completely in the driver's seat for peer. Our peer ethics review committee are certified peer workers.
Right.
We vet the applications, we vet the training, we set the criteria. It is all decision made by peer workers, seasoned peer
So
vets.
you kind of have some type of a board then, sort of.
Yeah, well,
Or you do have a
we
board.
contract through NADAC, so NADAC certifies all 3 levels, the National Association
Because I
of Addiction
think they
Specialists.
certify, aren't they the same ones that certify other continuing education and stuff? They're
Yeah.
a big continuing education
Yeah.
for all
Yeah.
fields, mental
Yeah.
health fields, probably. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. And so, yeah,
That's
it's good. It's cool stuff.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time I talk to you, I learn something more about it, and I hope that I have a peer recovery specialist in the office someday.
You need one.
Yeah.
You definitely need one. I would encourage you to start applying for grants somewhere on pilot projects for it.
Really?
Yeah, because peer recovery's always got to be voluntary, right? But
Okay.
if one of your clients come in and you're like, hey, I've got somebody who's a person in long-term recovery,
Yeah.
they're a peer worker, they can go out in the community with you. And so, hey man, and so they
Do you want to join us? Pull up a chair.
they can actually go do stuff in the community, right? So
Okay.
you're providing the clinical care, and then
Yeah.
the peer worker can actually, go to meetings with this person. They can go do CrossFit with them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They're-
Things that might be a little, I won't say inappropriate for me, but
Yes.
more uncomfortable for me.
Yeah, unless you can get in the car
Yeah.
with them,
Yeah.
then
Hey!
hey,
We got some people
is
joining
that
us now.
Johnny?
We are live. We are live. Just so you
What's
know.
up, man? How are you?
Say hi to Miss
Good, how about
Kim.
you?
Hi.
That's like,
Me too, man.
yeah, it looks like it. She told me that you were coming.
Oh, this man
Yeah.
and this woman have so many awesome things going on right now. Look
This is
at
my
his.
wife, Kim.
Hi,
Yes.
Kim. I'm Jimmy.
Hi.
I think they own
I've heard
like,
all about you.
Okay.
20 businesses or something.
So I've lost track. I can't count that high. I need an abacus.
Okay, you guys are doing good stuff.
In fact, I just launched my new website.
Really? What is it?
Avocado Lotto.
Avocado Lotto.
It's a clean living and eating subscription box.
Oh yeah, that's solid.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
good.
this started last week. We're building a mini golf course in Conway.
Okay, Toad suck mini golf. Katie likes mini golf. Yeah.
Our kids don't want to chat with us.
Yeah.
They've reached the point where we're no longer cool.
Yeah. Mine likes that people see me on the TV, but
Oh, really?
she does not want any parts of that.
Yeah.
She likes that people know who I am, but she does not
Yeah.
want any part of no camera.
Okay, I hear you on that. Yeah. So
Good
we're
stuff.
talking. Jimmy was educating me as usual about peer recovery.
It's
So
good stuff.
if I did want to get, and any other clinician
Mm-hmm.
wanted to have a peer recovery specialist in their practice, they could apply for a grant. for that?
Yeah, so there's all kinds of different grants. You've got the FOR Foundation, which is like Foundation of Opioid Recovery Efforts or something
Okay.
like that. SAMHSA grants. Anytime you get a chance, and historically speaking in Arkansas, peer support has not done, it has never hit its potential in a clinical setting, right? So with
Right.
treatment workers,
Yeah.
because it's always it's about treatment, and with peers it's about recovery. It's about, I'm not going to talk about you without you being at the table, and they're covered under HIPAA too, CFR 42 Part 2, just like
Okay.
a clinician, right? It's a privileged conversation,
Okay.
but when you can take a good clinical person and a solid peer worker, you basically got a dynamic duo, right? Like because that's what you just said. It's, I can get in the car with you and say, me, I would never do that. That's the stupidest thing that anyone could suggest for me, but what are you going to do? And we can go, well, I want to go to this meeting. Well, I can drive
You
in
bring
the
up
car with
fellowship
you. Yeah.
a lot, and I see a lot of stuff that you're doing, sports events,
Yeah.
religious events,
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. Whatever the
AA?
person. Yeah.
Do y'all do AA?
So we as a peer as a person in recovery, I'm not really going to talk about any specific fellowship. I don't want
Okay,
anyone
yeah,
to think I'm
okay.
endorsing anybody.
Yeah.
But as a peer worker, if you're the person I'm providing a service to,
Mm-hmm.
you're in the driver's seat.
Got it.
All right. So if you want to go to a specific meeting or self-help group
Mhm.
and you want me to attend, then I'm going to go with you. If it's on
That's
my work,
good
if
support.
it's in my work hours.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you've got to have that ethical responsibility and professionalism in there. Okay, you know, I'm off work at 4:30.
Right.
So, like from 8 to 4:30, I can provide services to you.
Okay.
See what I mean?
Yeah. There's still some boundaries.
Yeah.
For sure
some
there has to be some
Extreme
boundaries.
boundaries, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And it's real easy for a peer to get mistaken for a friend.
Tell me about that, please.
Yeah, well, you know, you spend a lot of time with somebody, you're both in recovery, you're recovering together, and I'm not making any decisions over you. I'm not in any position of authority
It's
at all.
a very intimate process, though.
It is.
Because you share a lot of deep emotional
And-
stuff, right?
Yeah, we're recovering together. And so at that point, both the peer and the person receiving peer services, there needs to be some intentional peer support. You know, if we approach that type of intimacy, then I need to be willing to do a warm handoff, and you need to be willing to accept it, because at that point, the line between personal and professional has been crossed. And so we have to make a decision. Are we going to be friends in recovery, recovering together, or are we going to be professionals who are providing and receiving services?
So when you do your peer support stuff, is there sort of like a treatment plan?
So a recovery plan, but yes,
Recovery
in
plan,
a
okay.
clinical setting, the peer would be a part of the treatment team meeting.
Got it,
And so they can contribute non-HIPAA compliant information, right? As far as, well, you know, you may be trying to implement something on the treatment plan that, like you said, the more intimacy of the relationship is in a peer relationship. So the peer can actually say, that's not a good idea, Angela. She went through some extreme trauma that she has not revealed to you, and I can't get into that, but I promise you this is not good for her treatment plan. And so hopefully there's a good enough rapport between you and your peer worker that you take
There's
that
got to
into.
be a professional respect about that. Because I do actually believe in that. I believe it's something we call trauma sensitive, and I'm going to blank on the other word, but it's like you can assume there's a trauma, but you don't have to know all the details of the trauma, but you can still treat them for the trauma. And that's why we do offer some other treatments here at Face2Face where you don't even have to verbalize the trauma to do some of the recovery. You know what I mean? They could verbalize it to you in the peer recovery, but they don't have to come back to me and say the details of this is what happened, right?
That's good.
Can you volunteer for the peer recovery?
So people volunteer all the time. Usually so what happens is you fill out an application through NADAC, and that application gets reviewed by a peer recovery committee. And so if it's approved, they send it to Mid-South Euler, and they will schedule you a training with a group of peers. And now if you get denied for something or you don't meet the criteria, Kyle Brewer, who is the peer specialist program manager for NADAC in Arkansas, he will actually contact you and he will begin working with you on why you didn't get it and what we can do to remedy that so that you can be approved. So you're not just...
She's thinking about me with 16 years clean, if I could help somebody.
So you have to sign an attest form that you haven't used alcohol or illicit drugs in 2 years. And so if you haven't done that, then you most likely qualify for peer support. So it's simple, you know. But there is a big misconception, right? People think that because I'm in recovery, it makes me a peer. And that's not the truth.
Okay.
My recovery qualifies me to be a peer. what makes me appear is my code of ethics, my scope of practice, my training, my certification, my supervision. See what I mean?
There's quite a bit of training to go
there is.
through. I know I helped a few guys connect to that training from We Are the 22, which we hope are going to start more of that peer recovery stuff. But they did that application and they went through at least 1 week.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So you've got the first is basically like a 35-hour 1 week full training. Now after that, you've got 16 hours of ongoing class time that you've got to acquire, and you've got 500 hours of supervision in a work setting.
Okay.
And 100 of those hours are domain specific.
Okay.
And so by domain, I mean, health and well-being, education and awareness, prevention, ethical responsibilities, those type of domain specific hours.
So, you ready to sign up?
I was like, I don't know if he has that kind of time.
It's
a commitment.
It is for sure.
It is a commitment, and would you say most people do it full time?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Is there a program or a place where someone that has recovered, that has completely changed their life, could help someone and be an influence on them without it being a full-time?
So I would think anybody who was any facility or agency that was trying to be an agent of change and provide some kind of encouragement or empowerment for life change would allow that.
Like our friends across the river over here.
Yeah, he does that.
Yeah. Or like Angela.
Yeah. Really. I'm very open to that, and I've had so many changes, but I have explored that in the past, and I really would like to do it again. I think we need that.
Deliver Hope and Renewal Ranch.
Yeah, Renewal Ranch is awesome.
So if you're interested, reach out to Jimmy or myself, and we'll try to get you going in the right direction.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring up why we are here today, because of this awesome freaking book.
It is a good book, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. I can't believe it, too.
Yeah.
I get emails on it all the time, and I'm like, I still can't believe. It's one thing to write a book, but apparently it's a good book.
It's well written, and it starts out. Usually, I'll admit it takes me a little bit to get into a book.
Yeah.
But like most things you do, you start out pretty hardcore in this book.
Yeah, I think it starts out with a thought of why am I in prison again?
Yeah,
something like that.
And so you go straight into childhood.
Yeah, dive into it.
Yeah.
A lot of and that's your area of expertise, right? But the truth of it is I experienced some things in childhood, and that childhood trauma led to a life of chaos. And I had no idea that childhood trauma bled out into so many different areas of my life.
Yeah.
It affects things still because I've got untreated trauma. My wife just told me I have to start therapy, basically. And she's like, you're going to love it. What addict doesn't want to go talk about themselves for an hour? And I'm like, it's making sense to me. I'm like, okay, this is starting to sound pretty good because I like to talk, especially about me. And I get better. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I have never in my life personally met someone with any type of chaotic life or addiction that hasn't had trauma.
Right.
I don't know the research on that off the bat, whatever. But I'll be honest, most people that I do work with have trauma in general.
Yeah.
I really think if we had no trauma, we would not have the mental health problems we have in our world.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of took my spin on doing trauma recovery.
I love that.
Which overlaps with lots of different things.
Yeah, it's really cool what you got here because, according to the federal government, there are these 4 areas that you have to be in a life of recovery: health, home, purpose, and community.
I like that.
And so if you look at the different fellowships of 12-step, they have a community, they have a healthy environment, they have healthy home lives, and they found their purpose in that fellowship of giving back. If you look at church, they have a healthy community of like-minded people who want to see the same thing for the person. The majority of them have a healthy environment. The majority of them have found their purpose in carrying a message of God to that community, right? If you look at CrossFit, they've got a healthy community. They've got so no matter what your pathway looks like, if you look at the We Are the 22, they have a healthy community. They have a group of people who are like-minded that share that common bond, and they found their purpose in helping other veterans, right? So health, home, purpose, and community. And so you're off to this good start, right? You've got the healthy mindset, the therapy here, you've got the yoga for the physical and the spiritual, and you've got the nutrition. The only thing you need is a peer.
I need a peer, man.
Just saying.
Hey, what are you doing?
Signed up for peer.
Signed up for peer.
Kyle, get him on the line.
Well, I do. That's why I do try to reach out and stay in contact with you.
Yeah, for sure.
And I do a lot of work with We Are the 22 now. And even another cool thing we're doing, hashtag FPTSD, is a new nonprofit we're working with who is also, you're going to design our t-shirt. The F stands for fun. Or Frank. Frankly.
Yeah.
I don't know where these guys came up with this, but somehow
I love it.
I love it too. Fellowship.
There you go.
But it is going to be like a peer sort of based thing too with the scuba diving, and we'll, I think, have to connect with you on that because it'd be awesome to have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's strong.
So where can we buy this book?
So you can actually get it on Amazon.com. You can actually get it on Barnes and Noble. You
fancy.
can. I've Googled it. It pops up on all kinds of platforms that I didn't even know it was on.
Awesome.
And of course, if you're in Conway, you can get it at Face2Face Therapy.
That's right.
Today, so.
Yeah, you can get it here today, and maybe I'll get some from you just to keep for people that.
Man, I would love that.
A few people have asked me about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so we can do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the cool part about it is 30%. When I wrote it, I'm in pastor coaching. And so I actually get ordinated. My ordination is the 27th of this month. So,
Congratulations! I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm not your normal kind of pastor though. Like
No.
I fight and pray and all that at the same time. So,
well, is that at? What is the name of that church?
That church.
That church. That's what I thought.
That church.
That church.
And so I'm actually the recovery pastor for that church. And so 30% of the book is tithed back to the church,
Okay.
and 20% of all the sales go toward our nonprofit for sober living. So, so in by buying the book, you're actually blessing other people, And so, then what's left? Of course, the plan is we've got 2 kids, Carter and Katie, and so 25% this way, 25% that way. In college, we're not sure what it's going to look like. So. But we were strategic when we wrote the book. I did not talk much about the pastoralship, and I did not talk about my children. I did not talk about my pardon. I think the pardon's mentioned that we're going to try to go for it. But we envisioned a 3-part series, So this one was Jimmy McGill from Prison to Purpose, and so the plan is that next year I will be fully pardoned, hopefully.
Oh wow, that's huge.
If I get it, it'll be a book by itself, and so because there's never been someone with a history like mine to receive a pardon anywhere. Most people, they went to prison, they got a murder charge and they got a pardon, or they have nonviolent or simple felonies, but mine was repeat offenses. Like I was in and out of the system multiple times. And so you don't really see people like that get a pardon. And so hopefully the next book says From Prison to Purpose, Pardon Me, ...
Okay. We'll pray about that.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
keep
we
our
will.
fingers crossed and our toes crossed. and
Everything,
else.
yeah.
We'll do
That'd
it
be a
all.
miracle, because I've been told that it's impossible for me.
Yeah. Well, so I'm positioned good for it. I work for him. So the governor is well aware of who I am and my circumstances, and I've put our state really in front of the limelight for several years now.
Yeah.
And so if anybody's positioned to do it, I think it's me. So, well,
But you can sort of lead the charge for other people who have made great changes in their life
yeah.
and motivate them to do the same.
Yeah,
right?
which honestly is the only reason we even want the pardon. My past in no way hindered me.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't matter how many times I was incarcerated, at no point do I suffer from that today. I'm a homeowner, I'm a business owner, I am a co-founder for a nonprofit that's net worth is $250,000. I am the first parolee
Do
to
you have
hold.
life insurance?
I do.
Because he can't get
My most recent struggle is trying to get life insurance.
Yeah. So I will hook you up with my guy after
Alright.
this. And so, yeah, in no way possible is my Clint. Hey,
What's up?
in no way am I.
We are live, but you can join us. We know you like to be live.
I love being live.
Clint, what's up, man?
How are you?
Good. So,
Do you want to stay here and talk to Jimmy?
yeah.
I think
Man,
I said all I
So
need to
y'all don't know this, but there was a
Come
time
have a
when
seat at the table.
Clint and I was kidnapping folks. Now we're clean and then living our best life.
What's up, man? How are you?
So,
We did do that.
that's cool. What's up, man?
What's up?
How are you?
I've been great.
I've been bragging about you, man.
3.5 years for me.
Yeah, it looks great. Look, uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
That thing is just popped back and forth. I don't know what's going on with that.
Do you want a chair or something?
Clint and I was in active addiction together, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, you look good, man. How
Thank
you
you.
been?
I've been doing pretty good, man. Pretty good. Yes, sir.
Solid.
Absolutely.
So Clint's been through that program that I was talking about with the diving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
like
just
it?
went down to 110 feet yesterday.
Yeah.
Man,
I want to scuba
I love
dive.
it.
Where you do it?
We went to Heber. The dive shop 2 is in Little Rock.
So I'm scared though because I get claustrophobic. Is that going to affect me? Like, because you're literally underwater.
These
It's
guys
totally different,
are the
man.
dive whisperers. Okay?
Dive with.
That's what I call them. Because I get claustrophobic too. And
Dude,
I
man,
went
it's
down
It's totally
and you
different
learn your first
after
signal like, take me up. And
Yeah.
I went, and they looked at me and
Yeah, that would scare me. I would probably gasp.
Well, the good thing is you're still breathing in there if you do. So.
Yeah. So do you guys see anything down there?
Man,
Anything cool?
One of our instructors, he went with us yesterday, and he shot 2 bass.
Shot him?
Yeah, spear gun. Spear
Oh, wow.
fishing. Yeah.
oh, we got one.
And one of our other guys, he killed something too. It's pretty fun. It's awesome.
We got a book for you to sign
Awesome.
really quick. We're going to start doing this.
Okay,
So
good
did
deal.
you kill like big fish?
The instructor got 2 good sized bass.
Who do I make this out to? Okay, Johnny. JOHNNY.
Yeah. And I wish we could stay longer, but we got a father-in-law in the hospital with a broken hip.
I'm sorry. Well, we thank y'all for stopping by.
Pray for a speedy recovery.
And I need your life insurance, guys.
Yeah, so absolutely. His name is Mike Fason, Fason, and he's with Farmers Market, our Farmers Insurance, and so we've got all our stuff with him: house, home, auto, life, all that good stuff.
So he's helping those in recovery
Yeah,
get their lives back together.
yeah, it's good stuff.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
How
So-
about
See you, Jimmy.
All right, you guys too. It was nice to meet you,
I
Kim.
don't know how much those are, but I'll tell you later. I'll bill you.
Okay. Bye.
Yeah, that's cool stuff, man. So, okay, scuba diving. I want to do it.
It's awesome.
So you shot a bass
Yeah, he did.
with like a.
With spear gun.
Which
Yeah.
instructor was it?
And I just,
Chris.
Chris.
Yeah.
That just sounds fun. I want to go shoot a fish.
I want to go too.
Right?
Hunting for your dinner, man.
Yeah. Bass
Yeah.
is good too.
Oh yeah.
So you, how big were they?
Probably about.
Oh yeah. Yeah. How close you got to be to hit them with a spear?
Pretty close, depending on what kind of
Not
spear
too
gun
far.
you have.
Yeah. But they come right to you when you're under there.
Yeah, because they
Pretty
think you're a
much, yeah.
fish. You just swim right up to him and get you.
At 110 feet, it was awesome.
Yeah.
That was the deepest I've been so far.
That's good stuff, man.
How did it feel that deep?
The temperature wasn't bad. It was only 47 degrees, but like being that way for my first time, it was a little nervous. You know what I'm saying? You got like I definitely felt a drunk feeling at that.
Oh, what feeling?
Like a drunk feeling.
Okay, because I'm going to
Narcosis.
The
or whatever
rapture.
you call it.
I want to talk about some of this
But it was-
therapeutic benefits.
It was definitely fun.
Did you feel the biometric pressure on your? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, not so much.
No.
I don't really think, but
No.
like you can definitely feel the temperature differences.
So why is this good for your mental health?
Well, for me, it's because when I'm down there, it's like I forget about everything else.
Yeah.
Like for that little bit, and it's just like under there, you're weightless, pretty much.
Yeah.
So it just feels good. I love it.
And I think it has some of that. You broke it down really well, Jimmy. The different things you need
Yeah.
in recovery: health,
Health, home, community, and
health,
purpose.
home, community, and purpose.
Yeah.
So with this diving experience, you're getting that,
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
It's
all
cool.
of that.
It's good stuff.
That's why it's going to be an awesome program.
I want to hear more about it for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, where are we at now?
I think anybody else have any questions? Are we going to turn off the live and start signing books?
Yeah, I think that's good.
I really thank Jimmy for joining.
Yeah.
I think this is a super important cause, and I love what he's doing. I love.
Big inspiration for me.
Yeah.
I know that.
Thanks, man.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
It's
Absolutely.
good stuff.
So you'll hear more from us.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to come
definitely.
visit him sometime and do some talking.
Yeah, you're on the recovery clinic.
Yeah.
I don't know what the date was
Yeah, I
actually.
already
set to,
forgot.
but-
In July,
yeah,
you'll see us
sometime in
together
July.
again.
Yes.
And thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to go check out Jimmy's book. You can buy it on Amazon. You can come by here at Face2Face. And if you want to get it signed, I'm sure we can figure something out. Okay? Have an awesome Saturday.
Awesome. That's cool.
Absolutely.
Man, it's good to see you,
You
man.
too, man.
What's
You too.
up,
It's been a
bud?
little
We
while.
good?
Been since that class.